Hey guys, and welcome to episode 3 of Quantifiably Bitchy, a Hannibal podcast. Today we are doing season 1, episode 3. I'm really excited. I can't believe we are at episode 3 already. That's crazy because you know what? That means that next month is episode 4, where we get introduced to my favorite character, Dr. Chilton. Hello, I cannot wait to talk about him. He has some of my favorite details in the whole series. But today we are doing season 1, episode 3, Potage. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, my bad. I'm just a girl. I'm terrible at pronouncing things. I don't know if I'm sure some of y'all can relate, but I'm just doing my best. Be nice to me. Super excited to have you guys back. Do you like my horns? I got these at the Ren Fair a couple years ago and I completely forgot about them, and I was like, I'm gonna wear them for my podcast because, you know, we love the deer metaphor. We love a good theme. So I'm sporting my antlers today. Happy Pride to Hannibal and Will, and our lovely Brian Fuller. You know, without his wonderful artistic vision of putting this blatantly queer media on mainstream TV back in the 2010s, a king. We love him. He's just a gift to the horror community and just the film community in general. So happy Pride to all my babies. Without you, I would not be here making this podcast. So thank you. Queer spaces have always been super safe for me. Not that it's your job to make spaces, safe spaces for straight people like me, but I've always felt safe in queer art spaces, and I am super grateful for you all, and I will punch anyone that, tries to tell you that you can't love who you love. If you don't support Pride, I don't know why you're here. Sounds like a you problem. The door is that way, but yeah, happy Pride, my babies, and let's get started on season 1, episode 3 of Hannibal. Some quick housekeeping items before we get started. I actually queued up the episode this time, and it's all set up and ready to go. Got my headphones in. Surprisingly, we are doing good. Took me so many hours to get ready today, but I think we're ready to get started on this, so hooray. Few housekeeping items. Follow me on TikTok, YouTube, and Bluesky. I am Quantifiably Bitchy on YouTube and TikTok. I post shorts and videos and all that good stuff, and this podcast, of course. And on Bluesky, I am tchy. So I'll put those here. Please follow, subscribe, follow me, talk to me, ask me questions, comment. I want to hear your opinions. I'm a new Hannibal, and I have learned literally so much from the fandom already. You're all amazing and nice and kind and make beautiful art, and I want to share all of those things with you. Also a shout out to my friend Amanda, who has a feed on Bluesky. It's called Eat the Rude. I'm gonna post it here too. Follow their feed. That's how I kind of found out about the fandom, and you can use the hashtag Hannibal, and all your little Hannibal content will be in one place. So follow her. I'm very active on there. It's a wonderful little community. Everyone's been so nice. We do Hannibal Fridays, where we share fics, art that you're consuming or making, others or your own. I just want to make art with people that like to make art, Good art's all about collaboration, and I think that's a crazy strength in Hannibal, is the amount of creative collaboration that Brian and team were able to do, and I think that's why the show is so good. Besides the fact that just there were a bunch of talented people involved. So yeah, I want to spread the love and just really engage with you guys and just continue to learn everything about the show, because it's like a can of sardines, right? It's salty and really packed in there, and there's just a million details that no matter how many times you rewatch, you're always going to pick up something new. So follow me on all my platforms. Follow my friend Amanda and her Hannibal feed on Bluesky. There are a lot of Hannibals over there, and we would totally love to have you. So yeah, I think those are all of my housekeeping items. I think we're all ready to get started. Again, my name is Raquella, and I am your host of Quantifiably Bitchy. Thanks for joining today for episode 3. let's get started on season 1, episode 3 of Hannibal Potage. So we start with this strong opening shot of Abigail and her dad in the woods, the yellow leaves. It reminds me a lot of like, whenever I see like yellow leaves in media strewn in the woods, this reminds me of like Lothlorien from Lord of the Rings. Like my mind is always going to go there, but there is this sense of like the yellow in the shot in the background and like Abigail and her dad, and they kind of stand out and they're stark and they don't fit in, right? They're like invading in this territory, this nature, the woods for this deer. It's a very stark shot. Again, it reminds me of Lothlorien, which again, if you are familiar with Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and all that, when the hobbits enter Lothlorien, they are not initially welcome. So I'm not sure if that was intentional, but that's where my mind goes for sure, is Lothlorien forest and just all of these like beautiful yellow leaves, because it's like only yellow leaves. Really beautiful use of color, great detail. And then we have the deer. Again, Abigail is so closely linked to this deer imagery for me, and it reminds me of Twilight too, because it's like the deer is this innocent creature. Like you want to protect it. It has just this like great symbolism of innocence and what that means. Very, predator prey. And watching Abigail like hit and miss it, I think it gives a lot of insight to her character as well. Kacey Roll does really great facial acting with Abigail. I do really love a good, deer in headlights kind of, I don't want to say ingenue character, because I don't think she necessarily gives that vibes, but it is very innocent, naive, ingenue-esque, especially in the beginning, before she's kind of learning her own power and how she's like kind of manipulative and smart. And watching her interact with her dad is really interesting, because she obviously loves her dad, and he's like this serial killer, and they have this bond. And it's kind of like Hannibal and Will. They're drawn to kind of dark things. And I think Abigail is drawn to the hunting aspect of it, even though it like also freaks her out a little bit. And I think her and Will really connect, because they like to murder people, but they understand that gives them some kind of shame, where like I think Hannibal lacks the shame. Will and Abigail still have a conscience. So watching her interact with her dad gives you a lot of really good character insight, just how timid she is, but she's still kind of going for it. Yeah, again, her facial acting is really superb. She's really good at playing vulnerable to the camera and to like the characters around her. And then I like when her more like manipulative side kind of sneaks out. She's someone you don't underestimate. I know someone like her, and she's honestly really annoying, but it's fine. It's fine. They're formidable opponents. It's again like the mongoose, and versus the snake. Like they are cuddly and soft, and they look cute, but they will fuck you up. Very much like tiger in sheep's clothing. When she runs her hand through the deer fur. Later on, there's a scene in season 3 with Doloride and I'm blanking on her name, his girlfriend, with the tiger. And then it's, the fur turns into her hair. Fuller loves a good like shocking reveal. Because this show, I'm like laughing and loving it. And I'm like, oh, these gay cannibals. And then I'm like, oh, this is scary and gross. And I hold up, pause. There's a lot of blood here. So the reveal of her pulling back her own head, again, kind of like your classic horror, like is pulling away the mask and it's you type of fear. And again, this is a dream. This is a dream, because Brian Fuller loves to start these episodes not in reality. Again, has me constantly questioning, is what I'm watching real, or is it in somebody's memory? So again, you're not getting your footing. You're just not allowed to get your footing. And when you don't have your footing, it's much easier to pull the rug out from under you with like a good surprise or reveal or whatever. It's a great plot device, or style choice in order to move that plot along and reveal things to you guys and me. And then we get Abigail Hobbs woken up. Finally, it's 3 episodes. Like, we've been talking about this girl for 3 episodes and she's finally awake. Okay, so we're back. We see Will's house. His house is so cute. I love his house. I would totally live there. The yellow leaves, again, it's like this connection to Abigail. I think yellow is very a serene, soft, safe color. Will in his undies. Don't hate that. Look, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to objectify this man, but I am not complaining. One thing I love about this series and like a style choice, and I don't know if it's on purpose. I imagine it is. I know for Chilton it is, but I love all the underwear choices for the characters in this. Will, of course, is going for boxers. That's the most like heteronormative option. I feel like when boys are growing up, they're like, anything else is just too feminine or whatever. So it's always boxers. So of course, season 1 Will, boxers, the most manly. And then we have Hannibal, who wears a good boxer brief. I know this picture I'm about to show is his swimsuit, but I still think the same logic applies. It's form-fitting. It's not like tighty whities. It's fashionable. It's sexy. It's, you know, very stylish. And Hannibal is very, very stylish. So he goes for the boxer brief. And then we have Chilton. This is one of my favorite style choices, is he's in them little underwears, those little tighty whities. Like, I know that was a choice by, you know, Brian and Raul, that they wanted to put him in these like little uncomfortable underwear, but it's such a good detail because he's a fancy boy, you know, like he thinks in his mind that that's the most stylish, but it's not, you know, it's the boxer brief because he's a poor copy of Hannibal. But anyway, I am getting way ahead of myself, but this is where we get the first like character undies, character drawers, and their Wills and their boxers. And again, not gonna objectify, but I don't hate it. And it's a really good style choice for the character as well, especially when he's being portrayed as like very heteronormative in the beginning, and then he gets more queer as the series goes, because again, happy Pride, sexuality is fluid. Yeah, so we get them Will Graham boxers with, you know, Dr. Bloom showing up and be like, it's fine, you don't have to put pants on. Girl, we know. And then Jack calls. And he ignores it. Again, angel devil on the shoulder. We have Alana at his house, like consoling him, being, you know, a little bit personal with him, giving him that personal, again, motherly touch. This nurturing touch of showing up to talk about it in person, being like, Abigail's awake. Jack's just gonna giving him a phone call because he's a means to an end at this point. I really like the idea that Jack represents this kind of fatherly, old school fatherly masculine energy. I feel like dads are raised to make their boys tough and all that nonsense, and you don't show them too much love or empathy or whatever, like garbage advice. But that's how, you know, men are raised sometimes, especially if they have sons. And like Will is this like metaphorical son, and Alana is being mom and Jack is being dad. So Jack's being like, get your ass over here right now, where Dr. Bloom comes over to his kitchen, talks to him, kind of puts him in that headspace, much more feminine touch to dealing with problems. So that's why I love Alana in these first seasons, because this like feminine motherly energy she brings to Will, and it complements the character so well in the beginning. And then she accuses him being like, you're picking up another stray, and he tries to say no. Bro, is she wrong? Is she wrong? No, she's not wrong. Abigail is absolutely a stray, and you're absolutely picking them up because you love the underdog and you love a good stray. Respect, but like, she's right. She's right. Her advice here is good. She's like, please let me help. I need you to chill. Jack is wrong about Abigail. Again, you know, Jack is not, I don't want to say he's not intuitive because he's a profiler, but I do feel like with this case, because it's gone so long unsolved, he kind of lets his flaws and the things that he struggles with take priority over the actual case itself and the logic. And I feel like you see that in a lot of cop shows. It's like the one that got away and they act crazy and get fired, or, you know, they're like, they kicked me off the case. Like Jack is acting like that, but he's in charge, so he doesn't get kicked off the case, you know? We go into Abigail's hospital room. Blue is the color. I think blue represents a very safe color. There's this very like Twilight movie, like filtery vibe over it. I love it. It makes you feel really calm. Again, Dr. Bloom is wearing blue. Her eyes feel really blue in this scene. Like blue is the color of the moment. Again, blue police, blue safe. It's a theme. This is when we start seeing Abigail be kind of bitchy to Alana, and I really love this scene because you do think she's kind of innocent and naive, and in this moment you're like, oh wait, did Abigail help him? Did she? And like she lies to the nurses. She's like, oh yeah, I remembered, I just didn't want to talk to them. Love that line. We learned so much about her very quickly. It's like a warning. It's like, okay, she's not to be underestimated, and if you choose to underestimate her at this point, that's kind of your problem. Which I do underestimate her continually, and I think that's so fun because it means like her persona that she's putting on is working on me in the audience. And maybe I'm just dumb, but I find myself underestimating Jack in this series and Abigail, not Hannibal. Hannibal, I understand completely, is always going to win, period. Because Dr. Bloom says it like throughout, and you're like, no, you're right. She keeps telling us. But I underestimate those two for sure. I love the scene at the FBI with Dr. Bloom and Hannibal, and they're all like kind of discussing what to do with Abigail, and Hannibal is just listening. That's how you know that he's really smart, aside from, you know, all the other clues. A good gossip, or like a good person who's like looking to manipulate a situation, and I say good, I mean they are good at it. Not that they're a good person necessarily, but somebody who knows how to manipulate a situation is always going to be listening and just like waiting for the perfect opportunity, right? A good hunter knows when to lay in wait and when to strike. Hannibal is that person. So he's listening to kind of decide, like, I don't know if he knows in these moments what he's going to do until he decides. I imagine there's a little bit of planning going on, but he's always like, okay, let's have everyone, I want to know where Jack is at, and I want to know where Dr. Bloom is at, and then I'm going to pick what I think is the best and most interesting option forward. You can see him visibly thinking. Again, Mads has like epic micro expressions. He's so good at playing this cool, collected character, but you really, if you're paying attention, you can see it in like the twitches in his face, the emotions. Great, amazing. And Crawford, he's such a dick for this, but he's like, oh, you're not his psychiatrist, Dr. Bloom, so I'm gonna go with what Hannibal says because it fits my agenda the best. He like literally says that. I appreciate that Fuller writes Jack to be kind of an asshole up front, and you want to believe he's the good guy because he's the FBI, but like obviously cops fuck up all the time. So it does kind of like make you really kind of challenge how you feel about him, because we're all rooting for Will. We all want Will to be happy and mentally healthy, and it doesn't seem like Jack has his best interests in mind. I really love the Will's classroom where he teaches. I think the shots that are done there are really beautiful. The way it's set up with him kind of in the middle in like a pit, the camera being up high. It's one of my favorite shots is in this episode where he is sitting at the desk with Garrett Jacob Hobbs in the background with like bullet holes in him that make him look like he was impaled by a deer. Again, great metaphor. Will Graham impaling him with his bullets like a deer. And Hannibal walks in. Again, there's really good facial acting in this scene of Will teaching and Hannibal and Jack watching, and they're like he's trying to, you know, get the help of the interns and the FBI trainees to find this new killer. And Hannibal's so impressed. It's putting him directly at risk knowing that it's him that's committing the murders, but he doesn't care. He's like too impressed to care. And you can see him at first be kind of concerned, but then he's just like, that is my baby. Impressive. My mans can come to a conclusion. Oh, the untraceable call. Hannibal's face is good. You can like see, like he barely moves his face, but you can see the anxiety. You can feel it. The music is great, but then he's like, oh, it's a copycat. And Hannibal is impressed. He's like, oh, a formidable opponent for me? Finally. I really like seeing their relationship evolve and grow, and just, you can kind of see them like falling for each other. I do think there's a romantic element of it for sure, but I do think that they're also just like true blue soulmates, and it kind of transcends romance. It's like even higher than that, just like this soul bond. The romance is just a fringe benefit. Port Haven Psychiatric Facility. I don't think Port Haven's a real place in Maryland. I looked it up and I couldn't find very much. I didn't look very hard. Freddie Lowndes has arrived. I love this outfit she's wearing, the little leopard print skirt, and like those like shawls were so in back then. I never had one, but I wanted one. Abigail immediately smells her bullshit. Again, it's always nice when a character is paying attention, and Will is always paying attention. No, Will is not always paying attention, excuse me. He's usually paying attention. Hannibal too. Abigail too. They're not always, but they're most of the time paying attention. Can you imagine waking up in hospital and being like, oh, your dad's a serial killer, my bad. Freddie really stands out in this scene, again, with all the blue. She's got her red hair. She's wearing black, her little gloves. I love a slutty little glove moment. It's such a dramatic fashion accessory. It's very like old Hollywood. Freddie is interesting because she's right about some of these things. She wants the rights to that book and she wants to make that money. Like, don't trip. Your girl's gonna secure her bag before anything else. But I do think that she also wants to help Abigail. It's always like their motives, the characters' motives, Will, Jack, Hannibal versus good versus evil. Everyone is struggling with these moral decisions. And most of these people in this show, it's like It's Always Sunny, right? Like they're just, maybe they're all not very good people. That's why we like them. Sometimes being good is not interesting. Again, the fluidity of sexuality in the show is very prevalent, but also the fluidity of good versus evil. A tale as old as time. Is everything black and white? The answer in the Hannibal universe is no. Let's explore that. Freddie comes in, Will and Hannibal come in, and Freddie's there, and like, Will is pissed. I love when they're mean to each other. It's such a diva on diva crime, and oh, he gets so mad at Freddie. Snatches her little card away. Like, damn. Takes off his glasses because, again, he's being real with Abigail. He's being genuine. He doesn't need them. He doesn't need that, you know, barrier. It is wild that they were like, the first person she's gonna see is the guy that killed her dad. Oh, I love this greenhouse. Again, such a beautiful use of color. The green is just really bright. Abigail's wearing blue. She has that little scarf around her neck. It didn't occur to me until the second watch around that like the scarf is to cover the scar, duh, but like I wasn't connecting the dots. I do also like that Will's like, you know, you said your dad was loving. I'm sure he was, because again, the dichotomy of this like murderer. Can you still be loving and good and kind while also killing people? Hannibal has moments of love and care, so does Will, but they also have this darker side. And also I believe just like with true crime in general, when people are like, that's not the person I knew, like I'm sure that's true. Abigail's eyes are really blue in this scene too. A lot of blue eyes in this show. And like it's used very effectively in these shots. Brian was like, I'm not wasting the color, you brown-eyed freaks. Hannibal's just watching Will and Abigail interact. He's always taking notes. He is always learning more information. He understands the assignment. If you want to, you know, learn your prey, you're going to watch them. You're going to stalk them. This dramatic murder boyfriend scene when they're like walking out. Glasses back on when to talk to Freddie. Again, great detail. We love it. I do love, she's always like asking for his help, but she can't resist a dig at him. He's like, you called me crazy. It's like, again, talking to the press. Everyone just like says what they're thinking around Freddie. And I'm like, you've read her blog. You know she is a known issue. But she knows how to provoke everybody to get that response so she can write about it later. Again, my girl, Queen. She's like, I can make it better or worse. That decision is entirely up to you. And Will says, I'll take worse, please. Oh, and I love the next scene because they're like all in timeout in Jack's office. He's like, I sent you to do this thing. I sent you to talk to Abigail. I sent you to get me answers. And all you did was mess it up. Great job, guys. Hilarious. And they're all just like sitting there like in the chair getting reprimanded. Hannibal's amused. He's like, I am not his mother. Am I his keeper? No, he can say whatever he wants. He's a big boy. This is a very serious conversation, but there's a lot of comedic character dynamics going on. Take a page out of Hannibal and start watching these characters. Watch them. Dr. Bloom is right, but we're gonna do something else. It's such a slight at Alana. He's smart. He's like, I'm choosing the one that Jack is like, I'm choosing the opinion that goes best with my agenda. Wild. But again, in your face. He's in your face with how self-serving he is and how much he just like wants this chapter of this case to be closed, because he's failing. People are still dying and he's not catching them. Freddie meeting with this guy. I don't even know his name. I'm so sorry. The sister of the copycat murder. Another good little Freddie outfit. I love that every scene we get like a new outfit for the characters. I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't know if it's just like logistics for shooting. Probably that, just because so much of filmmaking and the choices are just logistics. But there's so many costume changes in this show, and I really love that. The fashion in the show is great fun, and we know Brian loves his funky fashion, but it also gives such gorgeous mise-en-scène and meaning to the scenes. I love when everything contributes to like the meaning of the show, the meaning of the scene, what you're trying to portray. Abigail's house with the cannibals. She's a pretty good, like, I don't want to call her a final girl, but like kind of. She does that very like sad, crying, scared face look. A good final girl knows how to do a look, knows how to make a face like that. One of my like goals in life is to die in a horror movie, not be a final girl. I would love to be a final girl, but I don't think that I am final girl material. I'm like die first material for sure. And I would love to die in a scary movie in a ridiculous way. That's like one of my, like my number one bucket list item. Die in a scary movie or TV show. Hannibal can eat me in season 4. Can you imagine? Yellow is a primary color in Abigail's house, or like the outside with the leaves and just the paint. Abigail is blue. I like this Will Graham fit. It's like a little sweater. Will Graham, such a babe. Then his jawline, that is a crazy jawline. Oh, that's crazy. The deer head on the wall there. It's like a big deer, like a buck, I guess, and then like 2 female deers. It's like dad and mom, and they're much smaller. It's a little off kilter. What a great detail. I just noticed that right this minute. Say what you will, but I also really love the Hobbs kitchen. I love all that counter space. I would love counter space like that. I love these little details too, like Will explaining when they do the chalk outline, or the pictures on the fridge being turned around because of crime scene cleanup. Again, a little detail kind of just makes it feel real, you know? Will is being the deer in this scene. He's so sensitive. Abigail's being the strong one. Will is having trouble. She's challenging him though. She's like, oh, you have to think about this stuff? How often? Are you a freak? Do you like to kill people? She's pushing him. I like that. The women in the show like to push the men. And Hannibal is just watching. Again, Mads Mikkelsen is a Scorpio, a Sagittarius Scorpio cusp. And we Scorpios, we love to analyze people and watch. He's hunting when he's being so quiet and watching them just with amusement. And when they're talking about the man on the phone and Hannibal's like, hold up. He's literally like, and the writing is so good that you think Abigail has no idea who was on the other line. Crazy. I wonder if Kacey Roll can cry on command. Folie à deux. I did not say that right. A psychiatric term, madness shared by 2. You know, it's so funny because I like, you know, the Joker, the second one's called Folie à deux or whatever. Pretend I said that right. And I love that we're using that here because Hannibal and Will are also that. But yeah, I mean, 2 crazy people. We have Garrett and Will. We have Hannibal and Will. We have Will and Abigail. Will and just all these people. He's just like crazy with them. And then Hannibal finally speaks up. Interesting. And Hannibal finally speaks up and he's like, you know, you're not crazy if it's acceptable in your culture or whatever. You're like, oh, you're saying, again, we're pushing societal norms and boundaries of what's acceptable and morally correct. And of course, Hannibal's the one to bring that up. And Abigail's like, oh, you want me to find evidence? You're using me? She's someone that you kind of want to tell up front because now she's going to be pissed. And she's mad that they didn't include her. So he's like, oh, you be mom, you be dad, and Hannibal, you be the man on the phone. Eight with that line. I was like, again, underestimating her. And in that moment, I was like, okay, damn girl, she's paying attention. Did she do it? And I think the detail of him just like using every part of the girl, like you would use every part of the deer or like the buffalo, I think is the actual saying. But the idea that there is nothing left, like I'm sure some of you, like it takes a lot to get rid of an entire human body is my understanding, just because of how hard it is to get rid of bones. So for him to be able to dismantle them entirely, to never be found, and then they're like, oh, maybe they're holding the house together. Crazy, scary little detail that's just like a one-liner. And I do, we get Abigail's friend coming for a visit, somebody from her old life. Again, in the yellow woods. Abigail's like standing there like really like Bella Swan, insecure, nervous. She has an interesting dichotomy too, because she is very strong, but she is also very like fragile. I do also think it's interesting that her friend is like such kind of like a ball buster, like a bitch. Because Abigail's she seems so like demure and quiet. But these are the type of the people that she hung out with before all of this. Insightful. Again, we're always paying attention. This is private property. You think he cares? Freddie really like baited that hook with this. That girl be like just fucking around in everybody's life and then is shocked when things go absolutely crazy wrong. Oh, her friend hit him in the head with that rock. Get out of here. Hannibal and Will, they coming out. They're like, that's my child. Do you think Hannibal killed her because she was like, can you stop being such a bitch, mom? And he was like, oh, we don't talk to our parents like that. You're gonna pay. If so, that's crazy. Sometimes you just are mean to your parents and you feel bad about it because you're a shitty teenager. Hannibal hiding that rock. My man's is just so observant. The best currency is secrets, baby. Take it from Haymitch. Not Haymitch, Finnick from Hunger Games. Will Graham in his sweaty sleep. Oh, the deer metaphor. And he is, okay. So he's having this super sweaty dream. You know how he is, all fragile and sweet baby boy. He is Abigail's dad with a knife to her throat. We see the deer, the Wendigo, but it's like kind of feathery. It's like billowing. It feels very sinister to me, but also very innocent. Like it is both things. The yellow leaves, and he kills her, and the deer dies. And the deer dies because I think Abigail represents this loss of innocence, and deers can be messengers. She's also like a lesson for Will. She knows that Hannibal was on the phone, so she is like also a messenger of that. So killing her is like just killing a lot of the hope to solve this crime. If I woke up this sweaty, I would not sleep with any blankets. I hate sweating, especially in my sleep. He is wet. Yeah. Taking his shirt off again. We're not objectifying, but we're not complaining either. My mom did not raise a complainer. Not in this house. The yellow crime scene tape, another gorgeous use of the color yellow. It's like kind of a warning, but it feels calmer and safe, but it's not. Can you imagine being like, my dad was like really, really crazy about cleaning things, and I thought he was just a neat freak, but actually he was just cleaning up evidence of killing women that look like me because he wanted to eat me. Hannibal's face. I love his watching face. I can't explain it, but it is so captivating. And she's not wearing a scarf anymore. Did she change? I swear, all of the outfits changing in this scene are just so funny to me. It's the next day, right? No, it's the next day. My bad. I take it back. Oh, he was feeding those girls to Abigail. I think everyone in the show is like not freaked out enough that they're just like unknowingly eating people. And we have we have Hannibal, Alana, Abigail, and Will here. I do love these like unconventional family dynamics with like conventional family dynamics built in. She has two dads and a mom. The blood dripping from the ceiling, I thought that it was going to be a vision. I was certain that the girl dead in the attic was not real. It was part of somebody's imagination. Again, because we are constantly not knowing if what's happening is real, imagined, hallucinated. I was like, how did they get a body up there? That's crazy. But nope, it's real. Again, I always forget it's a horror movie or TV show. And Abigail sees it. Oh my God, this girl's she's so traumatized. Oh, Jack deigns to show up. Nice of you to join us. Isn't this like your thing? And I love Lawrence Fishburne. I love him. I love him as Jack. I love that we're supposed to kind of dislike him and question those feelings because he's not an easy to swallow character, but I'm still rooting for him. Yeah, there's no way that Abigail like helped. She gets so freaked at all of this. And she definitely did not kill her friend. This is a good Hannibal suit. He was like, oh, you said he wouldn't kill again this way. What about that? And was like, I was wrong. Sue me. Sometimes I'm wrong. Will is a king and is not afraid to be like, I fucked up. You can always revise your conclusions if there is new evidence to suggest something different. Any good scientist knows that. Jack. Nicholas, that's that guy's name. I'm sure I'll forget it. Oh my God. Jack is mad that he's wrong. Like, Jack's not been wrong before. These men. Even Ham was like, Crawford, relax, chill. That's my boy. Again, you can revise your hypothesis with new information. I do love that Jack drives, or does Hannibal drive a Beamer? He strikes me as more of a Mercedes man. I don't know whose car this is. Beamer works. Mercedes is better. And like they just let this grieving mom through the crime scene tape. Hannibal holding her and he's watching her. He's like, this is a very interesting dynamic. I like this. What a freak. I love him. Playing Sims. Again, he's playing Sims in everybody's life. I like this suit, this brown suit. Freddie Lowndes coming out of the dark. I want to talk to Freddie Lowndes. No, you don't. Maybe she does. Freddie is so tiny compared to everybody else. You don't think about like characters' heights sometimes. Her littleness, you know, what's that Shakespeare quote? It's like, yeah, she was little, but she was fierce. That's not like the exact quote, but that's that's what he meant. He's like, yet she be fierce, whatever. That's Freddie. Abigail is a good crier. Oh, and this scene with the pillow. I forgot about this. That she like digs through this and there's like hair in there. Oh my God. Another really beautiful reveal, scary. Hair is so important to us as human beings, especially as women or femmes. And to be seeing it used as couch stuffing is like a stomach turning moment. Again, in this show, I'm laughing till I'm crying. And then I'm like, oh wait, this is scary. Like there's a scary, gross moment. And I'm like, well, we're talking about cannibals here. And I think Ryan Fuller is really good at doing these very scary reveals of how serious the content matter is, how scary it is. She stabs Nicholas. Now he's dead and she loved it, just like Will. Like mother, like son, or whatever. Will's the mom in this scenario. And you see the dad deer with the two little deer in the back again. I forgot that he knocks out Dr. Bloom. It's always fun when Hannibal is impulsive because serial killers are not doing their best work when they're being impulsive. It's usually when they get caught. So this whole situation with Will sometimes causes him to act impulsively, which is dangerous for him and something to catalog away for later. But again, he also likes secrets are the best currency, so he now has secrets against Abigail, and he is eager to use that to protect his information about the phone call. Because Abigail, while smart, is still young and naive, and Hannibal just has the years and the intelligence on her. He pulls such a classic, like, oh, they'll compare you to your dad. Immediately makes her feel bad enough to be scared to tell the truth. Oh, that's such a manipulative, toxic trait. It's so interesting because this type of dynamic is usually like what abusers will pull. They'll be like, if you tell, you're going to ruin my life too. And it's like, I'm your friend. I'll help you hide it. Oh, it's so manipulative, but she's so panicked. What choice does she have? An adult is telling her this is what we should be doing. A doctor, even. Hannibal is not scared to use his credentials to get people to trust and believe him. I mean, if you're going to be like a respected figure in the community, you may as well use it to commit your crimes. Am I right? Poor Alana, she's like, I don't remember anything. I got knocked out. I got punched. And then what? Oh, I was like, I couldn't remember why Hannibal hid the bloody rock, but it was because he's like gonna use that to make it look like he committed this crime. But Will is smart. Hannibal's office is perfectly lit. Just like that kind of spotlight on his desk. Oh, we get this shot in his office that's like him and Abigail that's very similar to the one with Will. It's the same. Oh, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Such good TV. I love the parallels between Will and Hannibal and Will and Abigail. They are similar. But she escaped like a psychiatric facility again, not to be underestimated. He's excited. Hannibal loves this because he has two Wills. He has Will and Will Jr. and he gets to manipulate them both. It's like Christmas. Christmas in the Lecter household. What a freak. He's having the best time in season 1 though. He's like trying to convince all of his faves that murder is cool and you love it. Oh, he is scary in this scene too. Very focused, very serious. I think it's nuts, that the network didn't want to cast Mads and Brian kind of had to fight for it. Hannibal being like, I am nothing like your dad. Maybe a little. He's like, I'm better than your dad. I'm your dad 2.0. I'm the dad you wish you had. But he's like, I'm not your dad, I'm your friend, and we're gonna keep each other's secrets, right? Genius. Genius. Manipulative, but genius. I think Abigail understands the danger of this man though, because she's smart. She's paying attention just enough to know that I'm kind of fucked. I put myself in a shitty situation, but I have no choice but to trust this man now. And we end the episode with her just like realizing, with this like kind of realizing horror on her face in the situation she gets herself into. I remember watching the episode for the first time and being like, having this heightened sense of fear at the end, being scared of Hannibal, really wanting her to come out on the other side of this safe. But watching it now, I'm like, she's in his web, he's already collected her, and we're just going to have to wait around and see what her fate is. It was a very Abigail-centric episode, which I think is really necessary and needed because we have built up these first 2 episodes about her maybe being involved, the Shrike being her dad, you know, Will called it out from day 1, being like, he has a daughter, he wants to eat her. So kind of learning this character and having to kind of decide for yourself, is she involved or not? And Brian does a really good job, and so does Kacey, portraying this innocent girl that's smart and manipulative, but she's still young. So it could really go either way. I love that we don't really get a lot of answers at the end and you're kind of left to draw your own conclusions. And that's kind of the theme of the season, is drawing your own conclusions and it being like, what's right and what's wrong. That's just the theme of the show. The fluidity of morality, good versus evil, cultural norms regarding any behavior and whether we see it as taboo or weird. Yeah, so that was season 1, episode 3. Thank you for hanging out with me. This was fun. I can't wait to do episode 4 again, because next time we get to talk about Dr. Chilton, my favorite, my little cockroach, man that will never die. Yeah, I do episodes monthly. Keep that in mind. I do episodes monthly. Follow me on YouTube, TikTok, and Bluesky. And yeah, like, follow, subscribe. I want to hear all your opinions. What was your favorite part of this episode? I cannot wait to keep doing this with you. I know I say it every time, but it took me forever to get ready today. And then by the time I sat down and got started, I was like ready to go. I was like, this is fun. I can't wait to talk about this. this has been a real treat, and thank you so much for following and enjoying my journey. So like, follow, subscribe. My name is Raquella. I am the host of Quantifiably Bitchy, and I will see you next time.